Hi guys, this is Tina. Welcome back to my channel. So here for another episode of the Fabulous Flowers series. I'm beginning to kind of run out of ideas really, so I'm not sure how many more episodes that we're going to have. But I thought I would come on and share with you these little, they're kind of like flower clusters, I suppose, that I have been making. They're very, very similar in you know, style and idea to my button embellishments, which, you know, if you've checked out kind of my videos before, you might have seen them. So they're, you know, very similar concept in that we're just literally taking some fabric and layering up some elements there. So I have created these three just to kind of, you know, give you an example, and then we'll kind of you know, go through the process of, you know, popping a couple together. So if I kind of show you just first of all how they look on a page. So I'm just going to bring this journal that I'm currently working on just to give you an idea. So I have completed these four, and if I just kind of show you roughly. So this one, obviously you've got some Hessian, you've got a piece of lace, a piece of coffee dyed fabric, and then a paper flower which has just been distress inked, and then a button popped in there. And I've just stitched obviously the button on the back. Then on this one you've just got some fabric here and a bit of kind of blue lace, and then you've got a felt flower, and then this little gingham flower there with a gem in the middle. And this one here you've got some lace there, and then you've got a ribbon, and then you've got one of the paper flowers from the die cut Fabulous Flower Fussy Cuts pack, and then you've got a paper flower here layered up with a button that's just been stitched again through, you know, just to make it look quite pretty. And then the final one, you've just got some lace here, some gingham fabric, a flower from the Fussy Cuts pack, and then a button that I've then obviously stitched on. Now this one I thought I would try stitching it on the sewing machine, so I just kind of stitched that. Just going to check that I am in frame and filming. So I've just stitched that kind of along there. I just wanted to see what kind of effect and impact that had. Now personally, I don't think that that's necessary. You know, I guess it depends kind of what types of flowers that you were using. I can see how it would work, you know, better and be more effective with some than others, but you know, again, I mean, obviously I haven't got my sewing machine here or anything, so, you know, we're not going to kind of play around with those. So I'm just going to show you roughly how these would kind of look in the journal, or in a journal. So this one is my, you know, kids book journal that obviously we've worked on together on a couple of pages. So for instance, this little embellishment piece here could just be kind of popped on here on this fabric ruffle. Looks super cute. Got this one here again. I mean, you could just kind of pop that up here or over here on this kind of corner of the page. Again, looks really gorgeous. Then this one here, I did actually make this one for this journal, so I can't remember now which page I actually made it for, but I think I made it for here to go on the opposite page to kind of, you know, complement the pages. So it can just be obviously glued on now to the page, so just literally pop it on and glued on like a banner. So in fact I will do that now whilst, you know, whilst we're here filming. So I'm just going to hot glue it on just for speed. I kind of want the lace straightish across the top of the page, but the ribbon kind of hanging off to one side. So, you know, that's how it looks on the page. Really, really, really cute there. And just kind of helps to tie in, obviously, the two pages together. I mean, as I say, this one obviously has got lace, it's got ribbon, it's got a fussy cut piece, and then a flower and a button. So, I mean, really, you can layer up, you know, anything you like. You know, this one's got some lace, some fabric, and just a fussy cut and a button, you know. This one here is just some fabric, some lace, felt, and a little flower. So, you know, just to kind of give you an idea really of, they're just kind of a way of just layering any elements really, and you know, just playing around until you find something that looks pleasing to you. Just while I've got this journal here, I just want to quickly show you, because you know, we did the flower snippet roll idea, which obviously, you know, we just had to go onto the page. I did the same thing here, and I just wanted to show you because I so love how it turned out. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of quickly show you all that. So that was a mixture of the sorry, not the fussy cuts. They are fussy cuts, but they're from a different kit. They're from my Busy Beatrix kit. So I just literally fussy cut those flowers out, pop them down, mixed them in with some felt flowers and one paper flower there. I just love how that looks. Super fun and really pretty. So I'm definitely going to use that idea kind of more often going forward. So I'm just going to pop this book out of the way. And whilst we're on the subject of felt flowers, so I just quickly show you here. I've got just this little jar here of just flowers that I have die cut with the, you know, with my die cut machine. Really long time ago, you know, so they're just kind of in this jar ready for use. I like to use them on things like kids, you know, scrapbook pages and things like that with the children on and things, because they're quite fun, and obviously, oops, that one, it's obviously falling apart, but, you know, because they're vibrant, nice colours, and they add a little bit of texture to the page. So I just thought I would show you those. So, you know, sometimes worth playing around with different fabrics and, you know, mediums, I suppose. So I'll move these all out of the way, and we will kind of complete one or two together. So this one here, I've just got this green kind of Hessian fabric, which was gifted to me by Laura. And then what I've done, I've just layered up a little piece of fabric on top. Now what I've done before videoing, I actually glued this on slightly so it wasn't moving so much. And then I've just popped on an ivory coloured flower, got a button that I thought would go nicely. And then all we're going to do is stitch the button on. So I threaded my needle so that you weren't having to watch that. So I've tried to be a little bit more organised here. So we just literally stitch the button on in the centre. And I think sort of the beauty about these is going to be that they can be used however you like. So depending on obviously the colours, the fabrics, the flowers that you use, these could be used in a kind of vintage journal, or, you know, as kind of we just had a look on the kids book journal, just as easily, because they really are just, you know, super versatile and, you know, can be kind of done in a variety of styles. So that's that one. Now obviously the time element has gone from this, because luckily I kind of have laid these out previously, so they're kind of ready to go, which obviously, you know, has cut down significantly on the length of time that these all would take otherwise. So we'll do another one, which again, I just thread that through. So if I show you here, I've got this one, which again, this is some gingham fabric, and I have just layered up some white lace, one of those red felt flowers, and then I'm just going to take this kind of see-through white kind of button and just stitch that on like that. And I mean, obviously, again, I have glued this just so that it's kind of held in place, because I was obviously doing a tutorial and I didn't want it all going to pot while I'm doing my my video. So I thought, right, I'm going to be a bit organised and kind of have things ready to use, so as I'm not, you know, having things dropping left, right and centre on me, because that does happen to me quite often. Oops. Oh, come on. There we go. So, you know, again, really, really cute. And I mean, actually, again, the colours of this one would be lovely in my kids book journal that I'm, that I'm working on right now. So I'll just tie that off again on the back. I just think something kind of a bit different and, a bit cute. So that's that one. Then if I just get my blue thread, so again, ready threaded and knotted, and I show you this one. So in fact, I wanted to do that really with the pink thread, so I will come back to that one. So if I show you this one, so again, this is that same green kind of Hessian, and then a piece of coffee dyed fabric, and as you can see, just looks gorgeous on there because the green of the leaves are just picked out perfectly to the Hessian. And then this gorgeous flower, which I've just inked it up slightly, and it just picks up the blue slightly from the flowers in the fabric. And then literally I've got a button that's kind of a shade of green that I just thought would tone really nicely. So again, we'll just try and thread this through. Now obviously this was one that I did not glue first, so we might have fun and games in a minute with this falling apart. Oh my gosh. So this was obviously why I thought it was beneficial to have glued it first. Oh, there we go. Right, we're away. So just kind of pop that where roughly you want that. Like that. Oh, come on. Never the best kind of sewing on camera. Just highlights kind of how clumsy I am, really. Oh, come on. Right. Thread that through. And that will probably do. So, I don't want to kind of bore you all completely. And then, obviously, because we've just stitched it in one tiny area, just so it kind of holds a little bit better, what you can just do, just to kind of secure it slightly more, is just literally add a dab of glue. So I'm just going to add a little piece of the hot glue there, just so the fabric's kind of a little bit more secure. And a bit here. Just because otherwise I'm aware that it's only got a tiny bit of stitching literally at the corner. So, again, really cute. And then you can kind of trim it down, if you want to, if it was looking a little bit square in kind of one or two places. Make it, look pleasing to the eye as to how you want it to look, really. And then I'm just going to move this one. So we've got this one here, which again, now this is a piece of blue lace. I've got that blue fabric there. This time it's the same fabric, but it hasn't been coffee dyed. I've just got a blue flower here. And then what we could do is try and find another blue flower to kind of layer it up a little bit. So I'm just going to kind of go through, actually, not those, get my other little flowers, my teeny weeny ones. So these are all those flowers that I have dyed previously with the kind of Dilutions sprays. So I'm just looking for something teeny to kind of pop in the middle. I mean, we could have a green one, which obviously picks up the green from the leaves. Just see whether I've got something bluish. Just typically I haven't. So that's just typical, isn't it? If that's got any, no, not really. So we might use that one. I will just double check that I haven't got anything else kind of in my tin that might just be slightly better than obviously the green. I mean, it does, as I say, pick up the the green, sorry, from the leaves, but I would have preferred a kind of pale blue flower really, but I don't think I've got one. So we could have an ivory one in there. Not sure that looks too good either, so. Oh, now this is why you should always try and prepare properly before doing a video, isn't it? So, oh, this is so annoying. No, I cannot see one anywhere. I've got some little tiny blue ones somewhere that would just be perfect in the centre. So I can't now find them anywhere without leaving my desk. So, and although I have discovered now how to join the videos, I obviously would prefer not to have to do that because it all drags out the time that it takes to kind of process the video and then upload it and things like that. So it would be better not to. Well, I guess we could have it like that. So this is that gorgeous trim again, which I have used a lot so far in this series. Just looks so pretty everywhere you put it. So we could have it kind of like that. Looks really nice. So if I just pop a bit of glue on there, like that. A little bit of glue there. And then we'll just glue the flower, you know, the centre in the middle. So, I mean, as you can see, whoops, this one has been completely glued. No sewing required on this one whatsoever, which was, you know, rather nice. So, I mean, if you're not so fond on obviously sewing, I mean, I think personally that looks just as pretty and, you know, just as effective, and absolutely no sewing there whatsoever. And I mean, again, you can obviously trim that down then, kind of making it as the shape that you want it to be. So you could take that corner down slightly, you know, really, really pretty. So that's that one. And then this one here, just to kind of give you a few different examples kind of the types of things that you can do. So I have actually glued this one down. So basically I've got a piece of pink lace at the back, layered it up with some of that same blue lace that we used just a moment ago. And then I had this gorgeous fabric here, which has actually got, strangely enough, the blue and the pink, so it picks it up perfectly. And then I just took one of those gorgeous pink flowers from the Prima Got Flowers. And then what I thought we'll do is we will just stitch that on. So I'll just take my pink thread. So let me just tie a knot in there. So just knot that like that. And then I just got this blue button, which I just thought complemented the whole little thing so well. So we just literally stitch this one on like, oops, like that. Oh, you see now I'm all fingers and thumbs again, so there we go. Just stitch that on, make sure it's kind of secured on there. Oops, like that. Tie that off. And just snip that there. So, I mean, again, absolutely gorgeous. Really, really, really pretty, I think. And just so cute. So, I mean, it's kind of like a little fabric flower cluster, really. You know, and obviously you don't have to sew them. You can just glue them. So this one here, for example, again, I've just got some red lace at the back. Then I've got here just a piece of kind of the red gingham again. So just to kind of demonstrate further, can just glue that on, just exactly kind of how you want it to kind of sit on there. And then we've got this piece here, which will just sit over the top there, like that. And then here we'll just pop this cute pink flower here. And again, you know, we're just gluing this. So again, I mean, if you don't want to be sewing, you really don't have to be sewing. You can just kind of get away with just gluing it all. And then I've got these gorgeous little flowers. They're actually kind of beads, if you can see that. Oops. They're actually teeny weeny beads. I don't know whether I'm in frame. There we go. Teeny beads. I can't even remember what they were from actually, but I'm sure something of my daughter's, some sort of necklace or bracelet or something. But that literally just works beautifully as a centre there. So again, oops, there goes my glue gun again on the floor. We just literally pop that in the centre of the flower. So cute, aren't they? So they're kind of a bit addictive to make, I have to warn you. But I just thought really, really, really pretty. And again, a bit like the button embellishments, just having a bit of a hunt through my tin. Could easily use these as an altered paper clip. You know, just attach the clip on the back with a piece of card. So that you could use them as a clip on a page. Or you could, oops. Or you could use them, I did have a tag here ready cut, now I can't see that, there we go. You could use them just kind of on a tag, either kind of at the bottom as a little decorative piece. You could use them as the tab for the tag itself. You know, that looks very cute and really quite pretty. There's that one. I mean, how lovely does that look? And if you're a bit worried about all your pieces coming off, you could always glue it that way down so that your harder bits are actually stuck onto the tag. So, you know, really cute. I mean, that one again looks really nice as a little tab. Again, down the bottom. Or if you wanted to kind of pop some bits on there, I'm sure I must have some bits here. So, for instance, now this isn't ideal because obviously this typewriter is quite teeny, but you could have the kind of typewriter. I have got some bigger ones of these, but I can't now spot it anywhere on my desk. And then kind of have this to the side if you kind of layered it up. You know, whoops. I mean, it just makes things just kind of stand out that bit more. So, you know, I think just quite a versatile, cute little way of using your flowers in your journals. And the other thing that I thought they might be quite nice for, and I did bring one along, but I'm just, right, okay, here we go. On an envelope, I thought that they would work rather nicely on the flap. You know, sometimes I think it's quite nice to just kind of decorate the envelope flap, so I thought they'd be quite nice on there. Or again, kind of if you wanted to decorate an envelope, I mean, if you had this kind of in your journal, for example, and if I just grab, I mean, obviously, you know, this is just literally using random stuff that I just happen to have laying around on my desk. Again, I can't tell you how messy my desk is. But, you know, you could kind of just layer up a few little bits kind of on the envelope and just use the kind of cluster there. I mean, obviously, this is not the ideal kind of pieces, and I should have really bought some other pieces along. Let me just have a look and see whether I've got any sheet music or anything like that that I can use. hold on. Right. So here I've got some bit page. So for instance, if we just tear this piece down, and I mean, again, you know, we're going super fast here and just really kind of not thinking about this at all. So, you know, this is not an ideal combination necessarily. But I'm just kind of trying to demonstrate a little as to kind of how these could look. Obviously, this is not what I would call a vintage looking one. So, you know, probably not the best example. Let me see whether I have any other of my little journaling cards. Hold on, I've got some here to the side, so I just grab a couple there. So for instance, I have got this one here, so if I just kind of cut this down. We popped that on there, for instance, and then use this one, that's, you know, for me that's a better kind of combination, because they are at least both vintagey looking pieces rather than a kind of really bright embellishment piece, you know. But I have got a little piece from the kids' journal that I'm working on, so to give you an example of kind of that now, you know, if for example you had it this way on the envelope, you could have it kind of again, bit of kind of layering going on. I don't want to tear this down because I am actually kind of, you know, going to be popping this into the journal, but you know, again, you could kind of have a little layered piece there, and you could just run, you know, a piece of lace down there or kind of along the top or something. You know, just to give you kind of a couple of ideas really of how you could incorporate these and use these in your pieces really. So I mean, I think they're pretty versatile. I think they're quite fun to make, and yeah, I thought I would come along and kind of show you some. So as I say, I mean, obviously I'm trying to rack my brains of kind of other things now to do and how to incorporate flowers into journals. I have got a couple of other things that I would like to do, one involving pressed flowers. However, I'm having a few problems finding some flowers that are ideal to press. Obviously it's not really the ideal season to be getting, you know, flowers, and I'm struggling a little bit to find flowers that would be ideal for pressing, so we may have to kind of skip that. But yeah, so I know this is slightly shorter obviously than the videos have been in this series, but hopefully that will make up for the fact that we've had two such long ones recently. So hope that you like these, hope that you might give some a go in your journals and have fun making some. So thanks very much for watching, and I hope you all have a great day. Thanks, Em. Bye.